Hello darlings, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we'll be doing a bit of a get to know me, get to know Miss Patra and get ready with me too. So I've already done my foundation, I've already done my eyebrows, I've already done my highlighter, the whole works. Just my eyeshadow now because I just want to have one where it's not a tutorial. I'm not going to talk about makeup unless it's related to a question that you've already asked me. And just generally have a little chit chat. So let's begin. So I previously asked on my Instagram story for people to ask me questions. I have selected a short list of questions that I'll be answering throughout this video. They are to do with myself, to do with makeup, to do with my love life, all sorts of questions. So I'll be answering them all openly and honestly, with no hesitation. I'll try not to bore you to death. I'll just give you a brief. I am knackered. I am transitioning into a new store now. Currently prepping out, like I mentioned in my previous video. I'm very, very busy. It is now a Friday night. It's the only chance I've had to record this video, so I've got to edit it and get out quickly for Sunday. I have just done a full shift. It is about 20 past 11 at night, so please bear with this one. So today I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. I haven't had a chance to play with this yet. I've only looked at it. I've swatched a couple of shades, but nothing too crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest with you, but we'll just have a bit of fun. I'm going to have a chat, get to know each other, and just play with the eyeshadows, you know. So, the first question I was asked, or one of I should say, I've put them in no particular order. If I was to suddenly become famous, who would I collaborate with? Well, let's be honest, I'm holding the palette of the person I would. It's got to be Jeffree Star. It has to be Jeffree Star. The formulas are amazing. He takes so much pride in customer service, customer care, make sure that the quality of the product is correct and right and ready to go. So that's who I personally would go for. It's my all-time favorite brand. So yeah, that's the answer to my first question. So the second question is one which I found a bit odd. The question was, what's the weirdest thing said to me? It's a great question. I think probably the weirdest thing said to me is genuinely, because I'm quite privileged that no one's really horrible to me. You know, the generic things. I would say I'm quite blessed to not receive much aggro in that kind of sense. I would say the weirdest thing I'd have said to me is, well, that people think I'm straight. I mean, that's all I can really answer to that, to be honest. It's the first thing that comes to mind. I think it's quite obvious that I'm gay. I have the typical whistles in my S's. I'm quite flamboyant, not overly. I'm not like a Disney queen that loves all these, you know, really like, oh my God, things, you know. I'm quite, I mean, like I identify as queer, for example, because I love makeup and I love heels. However, I'm not over the top, so I think it's quite clear and obvious that I am gay. I mean, no straight boys' eyebrows look these good, for example, let's be honest with you. So I think that's probably, arguably, off the top of my head, and I have had these questions in mind for a good number of days now, probably 3 days, so I'm pretty stuck on how to answer that one. So yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Now, the next question, which I do quite like, because it's going to open up a part to me, and a bit of my personal story, a bit of my private life, which I do want to get out there, but I was waiting for the right time to do it. So this question was asked by one of my closest friends. She did, in fact, ask, what's the biggest mistake I've ever made or experienced, and how did I overcome it? So, again, sticking on theme with the channel, my biggest mistake I've ever made is leaving it so long to come out. So I only come out, although it was obvious to most people, I only actually come out when I was 23 and I'm now 24. So it was only last year. So it was February of 2019 was when I come out the closet. And the reason why, so the honest answer is when I don't know how to approach this. Such a long story. So when I changed jobs, right, and I feel like most gay people can probably relate to this. So when I was at home, I was Aaron, reserved Aaron, on the shelf Aaron. I was very plain Jane, you know, I expressed an interest in certain things, like I expressed an interest in heels, I expressed an interest in makeup, but I never actually labelled myself officially with being gay Aaron. It was too scary, and it was the fear of disappointing my family more so than anything, but also facing facts with what I already knew and my family already knew. So to be honest with you, the way it come around was, so when I changed job from one supermarket to another, when you're outside the house, it's kind of like a chance to be yourself without the suppression of being at home to try and suppress this secret, which everyone knows the answer to anyway. So I basically changed jobs, and it all started to come around with me starting to actually accept who I am, was when one of my friends, who was at the time was just my colleague, come up to me, and the first thing he said to me was not, "Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you, I'm so-and-so." It was, "Are you gay?" And you know what? Most people would probably be offended by that. But I really like the forwardness. I love the forwardness of it. So I answered, "I'm not sure, I'm bi," was the easy answer, which I think a lot of people can relate to too. So I said, "Oh yeah, I'm bi. I'm not gay, I like girls as well," which was the biggest lie I've ever said in my life. Like, I have literally zero attraction to girls, entirely zero. So yeah, that's probably, if that was a question, that'd be the biggest lie, was that I said like girls. So again, it's all gonna be very on theme of being gay. So it's a bit like my coming out story. Like, yeah, I'll probably put that in a title to get some views. But so yeah, so that was a direct question, and I become really close to this lad. He become my best friend, and so we got really close, and I accidentally, didn't mean to, but started to get what I thought was feelings for him. So I really liked him, because the honest answer is I believe he was the first boy to actually give me attention and to tell me my worth, which I'd never experienced from a male before, of any branches. No, like, male in my family or male in my friendship circles. I never really had male friends. He was probably my first proper male friend, apart from like one or two at school. And it was the first kind of male attention. I was kind of like, whoa, like that's a nice feeling to get some attention and to be told that I'm worth something by a male too. So I really clung on to that. And yeah, I started to get feelings and things. And obviously he is straight as well. I didn't specify that he is straight. So it got quite messy. But he was really great with it as well, and he did support me fantastically. So that's kind of how it happened, very accidentally, very unplanned. It wasn't on purpose. So then, you know, he suggested that I should get on Grindr and all these other kind of things. So I did. And that leads on to the next question. So one of the questions which was also mentioned was, how did I meet my partner? So this backs on quite nicely to this question. So this is how I will answer the last question, where I said, what was my biggest mistake and how did I overcome it? Well, this is how I overcome it. So, how I met my partner, and boy, is this a story for me to tell. I'm not quite sure. I haven't asked permission from my partner to explain this story. There could be some backlash from it, I'm well aware. However, how I met my partner. So I met my partner on Grindr, the typical classy, stereotypical gay way. I did have myself down there as a bottom, even though I will be honest, I lost my virginity to my partner. I lost my virginity at 23. I'm very proud of it. I'm not ashamed at all. So I put down as a bottom, which was an assumption. I feel like I don't want to say it, but it's like the easy card. You know, I say I'm a bottom and then, you know, just deal with it. So I said I was a bottom, and then basically, oh boy, this is gonna be like a whole video in itself. So when I met my partner, God, what a question. Basically, I was just talking to him on Grindr, and he had no picture, he had no name, had no age. I had absolutely, ooh, I love this colour, absolutely no idea who he was, what he looked like, or anything. So we were talking quite empty conversations, I'd say, for probably 3 weeks. So we're probably talking for 3 weeks, empty conversation. And, you know, it was kind of going back and forth, and it all kind of started because he saw me in my car with his friend when they were driving around, and he recognized me off of Grindr. He'd seen me on Grindr, and oh no, the red's coming through. So he recognised me off of Grindr and basically messaged me saying, "Nice car, mate." And I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. So I ignored him. And then he messages me another, 4 months after that, and sees me again in my car and says, "Nice car, mate." And I was like, oh, you know, thank you. So we had like back and forth conversation. We went to go and meet each other in Tesco car park, and I thought he stood me up because I was too scared. When I blatantly saw him in his car, I was too scared, so I drove off. I sent him a nasty message saying, "How dare you waste my time," even though really I'd wasted his, because he wasn't replying to me because his battery had died. So that's how I met my partner. And then one day he messaged me because unfortunately I won't go into details. It's not my story to tell. It's not my relation. But basically, he was in a position where he was losing a loved one, and all of his friends were asleep. It was 2:30 in the morning. I don't recommend this, by the way. I don't recommend it. So it's 2:30 in the morning, and he messaged me and he said, I really need someone to talk to, but all of my friends are asleep. Would you mind coming to see me? So I instantly, like the savvy gay I am, I texted my friend the postcode, I texted my friend the car registration, the car brand, where it is and where I am. And the time I got there, everything, the full works. I texted him all of this stuff just in case I got abducted. So we drove around for 4 hours from 2:30 to 6:30 in the morning. And basically, I'm not gonna lie, it was love at first sight. And then I saw him every single night after that, every single day. Out of the house, from my mum's house, probably 2 months into it. Officially moved out, and then we moved from his mum's house to our flat probably another 2 months after that. Then we got engaged another 3 months after that. So it was all quite quick. But believe me, when you know, like absolutely fucking love my partner so much. Like, he is honestly my world. I feel a bit emotional talking about him, but he has brought me from such a deep and dark place in my life and brought me to such a good, happy place. We have a little dog together, we have a little flat together, you know, we have our lives ahead of us, and I cannot tell you how proud I am to call him mine. So there you go, there's my love story, and there's my story of how I come out, and you know, it's so much about me now. So let's go on to the next question. So the next question is, how did I first get into makeup? So I'm going to go into kind of like 2 parts to this question, because there was, when I got into it, which I touched base on in a previous video, when I was younger, and basically when my mum was at school, she always had in the bathroom, and if not hidden in her bedroom, I'd always find it regardless wherever she left it. She always had this silver trunk, and in this silver trunk was only a small little thing. It used to fold out, and she'd have very basic makeup, nothing adventurous. She's never really been too big on makeup. She only really wears it when she goes out, and being a mother of 5 wasn't very often. So she had very basic makeup, and she never really had much of an interest in it, so it was never super adventurous. But then again, when I was still in her makeup, I was very young. So I'd say when I first tried makeup, I was probably, God, if I was just to guess, maybe between 8 and 10, quite young. It was never foundation though, it was always like lipsticks and, you know, a bit of powder. My mum never really wears liquid foundation. There was not really much concealer, apart from maybe like a blemish concealer. Nothing too heavy, nothing too much, you know. It was very simple, basic makeup. She's never really been one for going in with like a full-on kind of makeup look. That's not my mum at all, to be honest with you. So that's when I first kind of touched base a bit. And when she was out doing, you know, giving people lifts somewhere or doing like a school run kind of thing, I would always help myself into it and try on her makeup. And then I'd go put it back, I'd wipe it off. I like to think she would never know, but I'm sure she did, because she's always said she's known that I was gay and interested in makeup from a very young age, so she most likely knew. Same with high heels, that's how I knew that I loved high heels from a young age. Again, she would go out, and my mum has got the most amazing taste in heels, like it is phenomenal. So I would always try on her heels and like just put them on. Obviously when I was younger, so they actually fit, whereas now I'm size 9. I need like a size 10 or 11 in women's, which is ridiculously hard to find. So that's like when I kind of first really got into makeup, and heels especially. I love heels so much now. So yeah, that's the kind of first time I got into makeup, really. And then I didn't ever touch makeup again, going through the suppression phase of my life, where I didn't ever own the fact that I was gay and that I liked makeup and heels, until I was probably 23, but in the early size of 23, I'd say. I mean, because I would never really wear it until, no, that's a lie. It was definitely after I come out as gay. So I started to touch base with makeup before I come out as gay. And I would always say, oh, you know, yeah, I'm getting makeup because I got bad skin, or I'm getting makeup because I need to hide a blemish. And that was always kind of how I kind of sold it. Like, oh yeah, I don't actually like makeup. I'm really uncomfortable wearing it, but really I loved it. Like, I always used to say I was uncomfortable wearing it. Like, no one judged me, no one's allowed to watch me put it on. I was very much that kind of like girl growing up. I didn't ever want anyone to look at me, anyone to know. It'd always get hidden in like a zip away bag because I didn't want anyone to know that I was wearing makeup, even though everyone knew. But it was very, 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 very basic, like very basic. So it would just be like something super subtle. Like, remember I said about that first ever eyeshadow shade, which is this one, the super brown one. I used to just put this on my eyelids and think I was really cute. It was just this brown shade. There was no definition, no particular way of placing it. It was just very, very, very slapdash. There you go. So that's kind of how I first got into it. And then I remember, just to give you a bit of a backstory to when I say about comments and things. So not long after I come out, I used to have really, really long hair. So my hair used to always come down. I say always, like it would just, you know, just conveniently go that way. But my hair used to go down to below my bum. It was really long. So I used to wear makeup with that. I'd wear lashes every day. This blue is really doing me no favors. I would wear lashes every day. I would always be sure to get up early to do this. If I'm starting work at 5, I'd get my lashes on, a full face, no foundation. I don't use powder, so you can just imagine how bad it was. Then I used to wear eyeshadow, like really bold looks like this. I'd make sure I'd put extra time into the day so I can get some bold shadows on. And that was my like ritual, my routine for so long. I used to love doing this. And then one day when I was at work, you always get that one person that just has to say something. So for example, in the shop I work in, we occasionally sell random products in the middle of the store, which you basically now know where I work. So we would sell like random items in the middle of the store. And one day there was binoculars in there. So you best believe I was in work. You best believe I was in work, minding my own business. You know, I wasn't talking to this guy. I didn't even know this guy was there. And I clocked this guy looking through some binoculars. Well, he decided it would be perfectly acceptable to look through these binoculars and look towards me. And I thought, oh my lord, we've got a creep in the store. Like, why is some guy creeping on me with his binoculars? Well, there's a reason why. He's a prick. So basically, he was looking through the binoculars and he looked up at me and then he comes and approaches me and I thought, okay, here we go. And he goes, excuse me. And I said, yes, how can I help you, sir? He goes, there seems to be an issue with this product. And I was like, okay. And he said, for some reason, you look like a girl through them. And he thought it was so funny, so hysterical. It was ridiculous. I was so angry, but I had to compose myself. And in hindsight, I really wish I'd have kicked off because that wasn't the last time. So the other time was I was there, minding my own business. I looked great, had my makeup on, full face. I was living the fantasy. And you best believe that this guy comes up to me with his wife and says, oh my God, look at that. And I thought none the wiser. I was like, oh, like, you know, they're just doing their shopping, minding their own business. So I ignored them, but I heard them. So then he says to me, he goes, oh my God, look at that thing. It's wearing makeup. Like, does it think it's a girl? And I was like, okay, fine. I didn't say anything because at that time my confidence wasn't there. It just wasn't there like it is now. Like now I would never take that and I would really kick off. But at the time, you know, I thought I'm at work, I can't kick off, I can't do this. So then I went to my store manager and I said, listen, I've just had a customer confront me and they did in fact call me a faggot as they walked off. They called me a faggot, they called me a thing. Look at that, they were getting other customers to look at me. So I was literally the freak show of the store. And I said, I feel really, really uncomfortable. I don't want to be here. So he then said he would go and kick the customer out. And I said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, you know, it's a customer, you can't do that. And he was like, no, I'm not having someone come into the store make my staff feel in a certain way because of their views. He goes, I haven't got an issue with you. Nothing against, even in the policies to say that boys or anyone can't wear makeup. So you're keeping it on and you're my priority. And I felt so good after that. So he did. He went and found the customer, he kicked him out, and he was gone. And that was probably an absolute eye-opener for me to go, do you know what? I'm completely normal for wearing makeup. I'm completely normal for being who I am. And just because I wear makeup doesn't change me as a person, or, you know, my work ethic is completely the same. And I should never be judged or treated different because some narrow-minded twat, quite frankly, deems his opinion so valuable that he can talk and say what he wants. And ever since then, I've decided to really stand up for myself and not accept that kind of, well, patheticness. And I just want that to be a message to you all too, that you do not have to roll over and conform how other people want you to conform just because of their insecurities. That has completely ruined this look. Okay, so eyeshadow done. I've just saved it. My eyes look absolutely tiny with this. I'm definitely going for a bolder look, that's for sure. Like, wow, I've never seen my eyes look so small. But you know what? It's different. And quite frankly, by this point, I don't know what the time is, but I'd imagine it's probably midnight. So it's just going to get rubbed off again anyway. So why make an effort? The only thing staying out of all of this is my eyebrows. So the next part of my look is going to be, I think, so I'm going to work on some lashes now. Also, going back to finding makeup. These were actually the first eyelashes I ever wore. There you go. I've had this particular pair of lashes, these crusty old lashes, for a year now. Over a year. I've been doing this for. I've been doing this for probably a year and a half now, like makeup more properly. And obviously I'm not professional. Still finding my feet. How well have they lasted? I mean, that application was horrendous, but these lashes have lasted so well. Cute. Oh, I love. Look at this look. It's such a shame to take it off. Why do I always do like good looks I actually want to wear out, but I never go anywhere, so it just comes straight off after the videos. It's such a shame. So there you go. This is a good look. I'm liking it. It's quite Halloween-y actually in hindsight looking at it, but it's still cute. We can do a dark lip with it to finish it off nice. Okay, lashes done, eyeshadow done. I'm going to finish off the lips and finish up this video because I've answered all the questions, I believe. So that's it all done. Here we have the final look. What do you think? So you got to know me. You see me pull off another purple look 2 times in a row. Lucky you. Going for like a cute cat eye. Got the dark red lip on, same one as last time, so using the brown to the hot. Got them big lips, and then got the nice purple eye smoked out into a black in the center with a purple underline. Cute. So yeah, there we go. There's my cute complete look done. You've now got to know me, so you can all leave me alone now, and I'm gonna try and stay private again, even though you know everything. So there you go. There's a bit about me, and then hopefully you can leave your comments down below. Let me know your thinks and your thoughts. Any other future questions? Do you want me to do it again? Do you want me to do like a part 2? If any other questions in the comments, and yeah, give me some video suggestions because I am running a bit dry. The plan is that next week we'll be having Siobhan on the channel. We can find a time to record. If not, then we won't, but we are aiming for it. So do please keep your fingers crossed for me, and we'll go from there. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please follow me on Instagram. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, tell me your thoughts, leave comments, anything, message me, talk to me, do what you want. So yeah, see you later, and I love you. Mwah.